Hey, GutFoxx here. Today's review is of Vince Edward Bo Nose Jackson. Born November 30th, 1962, he was awarded the Heisman Trophy at Auburn University in 1985. He had a guest appearance on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and is currently considering which honor was greater between the two. Tecmo Bowl Bo Jackson is considered the greatest sports video game athlete of all time. This card is the closest thing we have to it in Madden. The sponsor today are Catter-Cornered Hobbledehoy, something we can all relate to. Bo was the only person ever to play in the NFL's Pro Bowl and the Major League Baseball's All-Star Game, which gets me thinking, who would be the best crossover stars that play more than one sport nowadays? LeBron? Dwight Howard face catching? Willie Cauley-Stein played wide receiver in high school and he's 7 foot tall. And who those don't know, he just drafted this year. John Wall 6'4" and could run a 4.3 40. But all the crossover stars in the past were baseball players and football players. Probably because the seasons didn't cross over as much as basketball and football, so maybe Mike Trout would be a good pass rusher. Aaron Rodgers probably has a decent changeup. But people talk about Russell Wilson for obvious reason. He played minor league ball, but he didn't really produce when he was there, so I guess who knows. Bo was named by ESPN as the greatest athlete in history. If this were a different era, if he were born in ancient Greece, he'd be referred to as Achilles, and instead of running for touchdowns and hitting homers, he'd be slaying gods and mortals alike in a little town called Troy. His career ended on a tackle that caused an injury that led to blood supply being disrupted in his hip. I've heard that modern medicine could have healed him better nowadays, and his career might not have ended when it did. But if you've seen the 30 for 30, you don't know Bo. It's a great movie. And if you ever find yourself with the time, I would suggest watching it. I've linked the full video in the description. The video is sped up to get past YouTube's content ID match though, so the voices are a little funny. But as for Madden, you want to know what it feels like to have total control with an RB? For sadists that do, use this card. He is responsive on the sticks as any Madden player I've ever played with. But if you're a masochist, run Combine DRC at Bo and see what happens. MuttRank has Boss Bo Jackson as the best every down back, speed back, power back, and receiving back. There aren't many cards like Bo Jackson who are clearly the best overall at their position at everything. On to his Mutt stats. If this were Japan, I'd have to blur these stats because they are straight hardcore pornography. He's 6'1", 230 pounds, 102 speed, 105 acceleration, 100 agility, 99 strength. Faster than Combine Monster Chris Johnson, as strong as the top lineman. He's the fastest card in the game when you consider the speed and acceleration. He is an accurate representation of his Tecmo Bowl card in that sense. That speed means nobody is as good down the sidelines as Bo once you break past the line of scrimmage. 105 truck, 99 elusiveness, 99 ball carrier vision. But, he does still stumble on offensive linemen. Not Taco Bell at 2 a.m. stumble like some of the other running backs, but it's still there. More like 10 p.m. Taco Bell stumble. A 102 stiff arm, which is more like an adamantium arm. 100 spin move. After they get in this card, it saved a lot of energy costs. I don't have to dry my clothes anymore. The spin cycle on Bo is that strong. He's got 102 juke. The previously mentioned stats means he's the best in the open field, picking up third down, or really whatever you want from him, like said earlier. What more could you ask for? But for how much you pay for him, he better have these stats. 102 carrying, but unfortunately he still does fumble. With the hard hitters out there, Bo must not have that hidden attribute to cover the ball. The Crayons Melt told me he fumbled on his very first carry for him. Bo has 99 stamina, but don't let this fool you. You still need a good second back to rotate in. Bo does fatigue. 101 jump, which means he can leap over tall buildings with a single bound. His catching stats are the best in the game. 96 catch, 91 catch in traffic, 88 spec catch, with 95 awareness. This makes him the best receiving back, but I've had a problem with him that I haven't had with Reggie Bush or Ultimate Legend Barry Sanders, two lower rated receiving backs. Screen passes bounce off his head. Once is forgotten, 3 times is a trend. And I have no idea what causes it. 99 kick return, but I don't use him there because he'll tire out, especially when Hester is so cheap for that purpose. 99 hit power, I think that's a baseball joke. I've heard people using Bo on defense as their second middle linebacker in 3-4. It would be interesting to do as he's head and shoulders above the competition like Troy Polamalu's hair. But I'd be worried about draining his stamina for his primary job, running the The Rock. 95 throw power with okay accuracy stats. Not as good as accuracy as QB Walter Payton, but decent enough if you want to screw around with halfback passes like I screw around and put IKEA furniture together. The worst thing you could say about this card is that like every other running back, a stacked box means you'll have to win through the air, unlike the Nazis who are unable to win Britain through the air. Also, his 58 pass block won't stop many determined pass rushers. Too bad he can't use his 99 hit power on offense to lay the boom like I do when someone is trying to grab the last meat popsicle at the gas station near my house. Overall, his production is an A+, but for his price, I'm not so sure I'd recommend him. Don't get me wrong, he's a really fun card. His stats make him the Greek god of missed tackles. His on-the-field production makes him Greek yogurt. Solid, but needing a good supporting cast. If your team is only worth 6 million coins or so, I don't think Boss Bo Jackson should be on it. The card doesn't transform my offense like Caitlyn Jenner transformed a national conversation. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.